So this is kind of what you're going to get when you go get the email sales engine. This is email engine template number 2. This is only one of a total of 8 email series that you get. People who open the first email are going to get email number 2, but then people who didn't open the first email are going to get email number 1 again with a different subject line. So it's like a fork. Hey internet homie, Jamie here and Ben, and today I have a new video for you because I want to share actionable step-by-step marketing content that you can apply in your business right now, today. Today is a Throwback Thursday video, and that means that you're going to get long-form content where you're going to learn either a specific copywriting technique, a specific marketing technique, or you get to watch over my shoulder while I work. So I definitely recommend getting yourself comfortable, get something to drink, make sure that you have something to take notes in, and buckle in. If you're ready to market smarter, not harder, then make sure that you give this video a like and subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any of my next actionable marketing content videos. All right, let's dive right into it.
We interrupt this program to bring you the Marketing Nerd Show, starring Jamie, the marketing nerd. Grab a seat, take out your notes, and let's get into the show!
Yo, it's the Marketing Nerd Show! What is up, marketing nerds? It's your girl, Jamie here, back for another fun week of marketing, business, and making more sales. If you've watched my videos before, then welcome back. And if it's your first time here, then thank you so much for joining us, and it's nice to meet you. While you're hopping on right now, why don't you let me know in the comments where in the world you are watching from and any questions that you have about email marketing, because this is the email marketing series, you guys. If you have joined me on my past videos, then you obviously know that. But if it's your first time here, then that is what we're doing. We are at part 4 of the email marketing series. Covered lots of fun stuff in the last 3 videos, so I highly recommend that you go to the Entrepreneur TV Facebook page, which probably wherever you're watching this, if you just like click down under the video, it'll say like Entrepreneur TV in blue, and then like however long ago we posted it. So click that page, scroll down, check out the last episodes that we've done of the email marketing series. So, like we were talking about, be sure to write in the comments when you're joining where in the world you're watching from and any questions that you have about email marketing, because the rest of the email marketing series is going to be geared towards you, what questions you're asking, what you want, and you even have the opportunity to submit your marketing for a free roast, a free marketing roast here on the Marketing Nerd Show. If you're interested in doing that, be sure to message the Entrepreneur TV page and ask, how can I get my marketing roast? So what we're going to dive into today is, number 1, why you should do a formal launch to your list, even if you've never done one before, and even if you have a product that already exists. We're going to cover a proven plug and play structure to use that's generated millions of dollars in combined revenue for my clients across our past projects. We're going to go over some real examples of launch emails that have individually, like just one email, generated over $10,000 in sales, and learn the strategy behind them, what works. And then we're going to be writing parts of the sales series together live today. So just a little bit of a disclaimer. You guys have to keep in mind that I am a professional, and even as a professional, it still takes me upwards of 8 hours, 10 hours, sometimes even longer, just of writing this type of sequence. So unfortunately, we're not going to be able to write the whole thing together because, well, look, if you ever want me to do like a charity streamathon or whatever, where I'm going to be on the camera for like 10 hours or something, then maybe we can write a whole thing together. But we're going to be focusing on what I think are maybe some of the most important emails in the series. So we're going to discuss strategy and start to write and flesh out together the first email, which is your open cart email. We're going to write an email in the middle that's going to be one of your content emails. And then we're going to be focusing on a closing email. So that's kind of what we're going to be working with today. And I figure, look, one of the biggest misconceptions about email marketing is that it only works for certain types of businesses. Like you have to be selling an online course, or you have to be like a online coach or something like that to be able to sell your products, or you have to be selling e-commerce like Amazon or something like that. So if you watch the other videos in the series, you will have an even better idea of why that's not true. And I wanted to help you understand that even today. So I was thinking about doing my sample emails about the course that I'm developing, but I figured, again, there's that whole misconception that email marketing only works for certain types of businesses. So I'm like, I don't know. Let's smash that limiting belief today. So instead of doing something for a course, which I think everybody already understands how email marketing could work for something like that, I'm going to be trying to write for my own business. So this will be all new content. I already have welcome series and stuff like that in my own list, but we will be working on something new together. And I am really excited about that. So we're going to be selling professional services in this email marketing series. So that is what we have covering today. And I say, let's just dive right into it. So the first point is why launch? Let me put it this way, you guys. 99% of my clients have never done this before we started working together. It's something that you should do, whether you're launching a brand new offering, and you should even do it if you have an existing offer. Here's why. The reason is that maybe you send an email a couple of times a year, or maybe twice a month or whatever. And maybe not even maybe, I can tell you, most of the people that I work with, especially business owners who are doing their own marketing, just really have this hang up and this, a misconception that they're like, I don't want to bother people. And that by communicating with people, somehow you are bothering them. Here's the thing. Whether you send 5 emails or 10 emails or 100 emails, not everybody is going to get every single message, okay? Not everybody's going to open every single message. People are busy. People have much more important stuff to do with their time than sit waiting at their inbox excitedly for your next email. So the reason why I'm telling you this is because I don't want you to worry. I don't want you to worry about bothering people, because the truth is that they are not reading every single thing that you send. So we're going to look at this series. I'm going to tell you how the structure will go. This structure can work for every type of business. It can be for professional services. It can be for products. It can be for, e-commerce stuff. It can be for coaches and consultants as well. So we have a question here. I'm about to launch a new restaurant for a client that will launch a series to work with us. About to launch a new restaurant for a client. Will a launch series work to his past clients, or how would you structure that? Yes, you can take this format and it will work in any type of industry. And I also highly recommend that you watch last week's video where we were doing a welcome series that sells. And we actually did some more detailed work with restaurants as an example case study. So you can definitely watch today. Take what you're learning and adapting today and use it in the restaurant industry. It will still work. And I highly recommend you check out the last video that we did too, where we talked a little bit more in detail about restaurants as a specific case study. So Why should you launch? Because people they don't know what you're selling. They have not read every single piece of marketing, every single whatever material you've put out. They haven't read it. They probably could, if you called up someone random on your email list, like somehow you had their phone number or whatever, but if you called up a random person on your email list and you asked them what it is that you offer, why would they want to do that, and how much that type of thing is, 99% of people would not be able to answer that. That is why you should launch, because through this process that you're going to learn, people will be able to self-select. Oh, yeah, like that sounds great. That sounds like it's right for me. And they'll be able to clearly understand why they should work with you. Now, let's talk about the structure of this launch series. It's a sales sequence. This sales sequence can be used for either a live product launch. So let's say you are doing a typical model where you're releasing a course on a certain day or something like that. Or you have, in this example, the question we got about a restaurant. If you have an opening day of the restaurant, this would be perfect for you to use if you're launching something new. But if you have an existing offer, right, it can feel a little bit weird to, why should I do a launch? Like, I don't know, I already have a business. Like, launching is for stuff that's new. But you guys, you have to get over that. You have to get over that belief. And what I encourage you to do is look at the businesses that are big and that are working with selling online right now. So this whole like guru course, blah de blah space, these are multi-million-dollar businesses, okay? People who have personal brands like Amy Porterfield or Jay Shetty and stuff like that. That's the caliber that's the level that I play at, if that makes sense, when I am taking these types of structures and adapting them for you. These are one of them is my past client. So that's the type of world that I come from. And these people build a multi-million-dollar business off of quarterly launches. So every 3 months, you're retelling the same list that you had about the products that you've had the whole time. The reason why is that, look, the last time you told somebody about your offer, it might not have been the right time for them. But hey, tell them about it again a little bit later. Now, maybe it's the right time for them. It goes back to that old sales adage about how it takes 7 asks to get a yes or 7 no's to get a yes. If you're making an offer, whether it's in person through sales or through something like an email series or a launch sales structure like you're going to learn right now, either way, if you get a no, whether it's a commitment like verbal no or just a no by inaction, like people didn't buy your product, if you get a no, it doesn't mean never. It means not right now. Okay. So that's why it's important for you to launch multiple times, even if you already have a product. And even if you feel weird, like, why should I launch? This already exists. People already know about it. They probably don't. And you're probably giving them too much credit. And I swear, find 5 people on your email list, like ask if you could get their phone number to ask some quick questions, get them on the phone and ask them what they know about your business. They probably don't fucking know about your business, okay? They're busy. They have stuff to do. This sequence is perfect because it breaks through people's busyness and it just presents them the option, whatever this offer is, however you're going to work together, on a silver platter, clearly explain what is entailed and what the benefits are, what they're going to get out of it, and how exactly to join. This is a tangent and not planned, but just saying how exactly to join kind of triggered me. And I would just to be honest with you guys, I have done a lot of hiring for my projects with clients, as well as sometimes I'm trying to hire people to help me with my own personal brand. Some of you guys make it way too hard to give you money. Like if you're sending people multiple proposals and Word documents and like sending them an invoice in Word document where it's not really clear like how much money something exactly is going to cost, and at the bottom you just have like oh yeah, like mail a check to blah de blah, like whatever your address is, or give me a PayPal to this email address. I get so many invoices from people that I'm actively trying to work with where it's an invoice and it's like, pay me by PayPal. And then I'm like, what's your PayPal email address? Like, it doesn't say it on here. Am I supposed to just assume that your PayPal email address is the one that you're sending it from? That maybe seems like it should be a logical conclusion to you. But to me, as a customer, look, I don't want to send my money off to some random ass fucking PayPal email that's not actually the right PayPal email that you use. So, I mean, ideally, if you're going to send someone an invoice, it should just be an invoice that you can pay online. But if it's not, you should at least say, like, you know, the actual literal thing should have a button that I could just click and pay. But if you can't do that for whatever reason, or it's not set up like that, then minimum, if you're sending people an invoice and it's on a PDF or a Word or something like that, you should just very clearly say, send the money to PayPal. And I would just, fuck checks. Don't ask me. I'm not going to mail you a check. So this is related to the sales sequence that we're learning today because of the fact that people, like, sometimes you might be making it harder than it has to be for people to give you money, or people might be interested in whatever your product is, but they don't understand how to give you money. This is honestly like the low-hanging fruit, and the place where I make the biggest gains for my clients is I literally go in, look at what's going on in your business, figure out where all the friction is between people giving you money, which is basically like, where is it hard? Where are we asking them to think too much? Where is it confusing? Where are people just not able to find the payment button? Where, you know, what's going wrong in this process? And then fixing it. So I think that you'll be absolutely thrilled with the results of implementing this in your business. So let's talk about the structure broadly before we go and dive specific into writing some of these emails. I'm going to breeze through this. We covered this 2 episodes ago. So watch, what is this fucking email 4 series? So watch email 2, like number 2 video in email series. They all, I'm helpful like that, and I write it all in the title for you because I love you and because I want to make it kind of easy for you to find, as easy as possible. Facebook is not very organized. So we talk about the detail in email series 2 in like more detail. So I'm just going to breeze through it. And if you want like if you want the deepest explanation, I honestly just recommend that you get the email engine templates, because I set this all up already for you and you don't have to worry about anything, and you can just start writing so that you can implement this in your business tomorrow. So if you want all of this thinking and hard work and stuff done for you, then go to jamiedoerschuck.com/email engine. And this banner needs to have .com added to it. But so jamiedoerschuck.com/email engine, and you can buy not just this email template already written out for you, but the other 7 powerful templates and email sequences that you learned in what I assume is maybe also video 2 of the email series. I'm trying to keep them all straight, and we have a long way to go because we're 4 into it. We have another 6 covering just each series getting its own unique video. And then since you guys have been loving these so much, I might go and revisit each series again and just dedicate the entire episode only to writing that specific series. So what is the structure of this one so that we can get on to the writing and the examples, because that's the fun part. So yes, so you could use it either for a live product launch. If you have an existing offer and you have never launched to your list, just do it, okay? Just take this, do it, and thank me later. And you know what? If you don't make any sales, you go through this whole process, you have to do it right. You have to commit to doing it right. So that means like writing all 10 of the emails, actually sending all 10 of the emails, and doing the unopen resending structure that you learned about in video 1 or 2 of this whole email series. But if you do it right and you can show me that you did it right, you sent all 10 of the emails, you sent the alternating day unopens and stuff like that, I will give you $100 for trying. If it legitimately does not make you any sales, that is how much I believe in this. And yeah, so let's get going. Let's talk about that. You can also set it up as an evergreen sequence. Oh, that's where I was going with this. I'm like, where the fuck was I going with this? You could also set it up as an evergreen sequence. So if you have an existing offer, do this once, get your results. Basically, what you want to evaluate is your opens and your click-through rates. Look at what the weak points are. And then for the lowest performing ones on open rate, you're going to adjust your subject lines. And then for the lowest performing click-through rate emails, you're going to have to revisit that content and try experimenting with another idea or whatever. And then you can set that up as an evergreen sequence. So this one should follow your welcome sequence. So the welcome sequence first, you should be getting your first sale in the first 7 days of somebody joining your list when you implement the welcome sequence that you learned last video. And that's also in the email engine templates down here at jamiedoerschuck.com/email engine. So you're already having your first sale in the first 7 days of your email sequence. Then this would be great to use for normally they call it like your keystone product, or like basically if you have a bigger, $8.99 type of course or something like that. Or if you're like me and we're going to be writing for professional services, this is like to get that first paid discovery consultation so that we can see if there's a good fit and if there's a project there, and then flesh that out. So think of your launch and your sales emails like a 3-act play. The emails follow 3 phases. There's the cart open, the launch period, which is the majority of the emails, and then there's the cart close. So the cart open phase is email number 1 is called introducing. The reason why it's called introducing is because I usually write something like that as the subject line. So if it, like, just using the example of a course, it would be like introducing and then the name of your course. Or like you want to be more like bam, like forward in your face about it. Like I've been kicking around like how can we work together or something like that as my subject line for this email, and like the example that we're going to write, since I'm doing like professional services, I'm writing it as though I'm selling my own business type of thing. So we're going to talk today about like coming up with angles, how to write your introduction, and how to get people excited when you're explaining your offer. And we're going to kind of look at some of the mistakes that people make when they are looking at their offers. Then we have the launch phase. So the overall strategy about this is to teach some quick wins that are related to your offer. So you want to think about your launch phase like the Phantom Menace and Star Wars. It's like the prequel, something that can come like prep work before whatever it is that you're actually going to be selling them. Thinking about this in the context of a restaurant, because for some businesses, it's a little easier to make that connection of like, okay, if you're selling something really, really tangible, like I'm selling business results or you're selling a course or whatever, it can be more clear, like what type of stuff that you should include in this. If you're doing something like a restaurant, you may want to, this is where you would want to like tell stories. This is where you would want to share people loving your restaurant. This is where you would want to share like what influences your menu and who your chef is and what the restaurant concept is and why your area like needs this type of concept and stuff like that. The caveat is that you have to share your story in a way that is relatable for people and not in a way that's egotistical and focused on you. So do not, please, for the love of God, do not take whatever's written in your about section of your website and just like copy and paste it into this stuff and then be like, Jamie, why didn't this work? I want my $100. You cannot write it me focused. It has to be, what are people going to gain from this? What am I sharing? So keep the perspective of adding value and don't just talk just to blow hot air. Again, highly recommend going back and looking at some of the other videos that will give you more detail about the common mistakes that people make in the language, specifically when it comes to writing offers. Erica says, my business is a retail store. Any suggestions? Erica, you can absolutely use this series to sell whatever products you have. I don't know what type of stuff you're selling, but I can tell you that I've used this exact same sequence to sell shampoo and hairbrushes and stuff like that. So whatever your product is, you just have to figure out what's the end goal that people want, which in the case of like my hair products example, they want like dope hair. And then you have to work backwards from what it is that they want and look at all the little roadblocks along the way to getting that. So Erica, if you want to tell me what type of retail business you're in, I could give you, okay, so bridal and formal wear. So perfect. You know what they want, an amazing dress for their wedding. Now, just think, because you're probably the expert, what types of questions do brides ask you? What types of problems do they have? Here, just spitballing. Here's a lesson that you like. So we're going to go over the structure. One of the emails is called the lesson. I was just about to talk about that. The lesson could be like, here's the popular styles of bridal dresses and like what type of body type or something like might look good in that dress or something like that. Another email that you could write is about like choosing the headwear aspect. Like, do you want to go for a veil, a half veil, full veil? Just some people just like a little tiara, something like that. You could write another email about color. I see a lot of brides, especially brides who are getting married and it's not their first marriage, asking questions like, is it okay for me to wear a white dress? Or vice versa, you just have people who are like, I don't want to wear a white dress. What other options are there and stuff like that. So I hope that is helpful for you. And I think that as we continue going, maybe you'll get more clarity on what exactly this process looks like of taking, you start at the end. That I think is probably my overall message between Fuck the Sales Funnel presentation. Highly recommend you check that out, Erica. Between that and the last couple of things we've been learning in the email marketing series, start with the outcome, which they want a beautiful wedding and they want to find the dream dress. And then work backwards from there and think about like, what type of common problems do people have? What type of common questions do people have? Are people, are they frequently trying to decide between like different options or different routes or something like that? So yes, so that would be my advice for that. So let's look a little bit more deeply at what the actual structure is. Okay, so we just covered email number 1 is called the introduction. Emails number 2 through 7 are one of 3 different types of emails. One is called the lesson. This is going to be like a quick win, skill, or action with a sales call to action at the end. Number 2 is called the resource. So this could be either sharing your brand's content, external content, or a combination of both of those things. Like you could intermix your content with other people's content with a sales call to action at the bottom. So in this example of bridal wear, you might it may be resources, like maybe Erica has a specific guide on her website, like a blog post or something like that. So one resource that she could share is that I think I'm going to do a resource email when we write together, but basically the format is you write the title of the blog post, bold it, and you hyperlink it out. So it would link out to your blog post. It's called Erica's Dope Bride Dress Guide. And it would say in bold, Erica's Dope Bride Dress Guide. And then if you click it, it would take me to your blog post. Then you write just a little blurb at the bottom about like how it's helpful or whatever. Then you could intermix like some other articles or something like that that you find interesting and that you think that your homies, your people who are your customers could find. Then the third type of content for this launch phase is called the success. This is your social proof element. So you could do either sharing one really powerful long form testimonial or several really good testimonials that like are kind of short with a little bit of an explanation around it and then a sales call to action at the bottom. So the difference between that is like if Erica had a long story about like, you know, some like, oh, I was a bride and everything was going terribly and my mother-in-law was being so mean to me and nothing was working out right and the photographer canceled and this person was a scam and I have like, you know, and everything went wrong and it was so bad. But then I met Erica and thank God I met Erica because she just really helped see me through this whole process. And the dress, you know, the dress is just absolutely the key of the wedding. And I've spent months and months looking for something and nothing worked out and everything sucked and everything. I found the perfect dress and I loved it, but it was like $50,000 and it was way out of my price range. And I was absolutely devastated. But then Erica helped me and she's so knowledgeable and like she was able to find something that I loved, not just as much as that amazing designer dress, but like even more. And it was felt like it was made just for me and da 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 da. So if it's like a long story, like that, where it's like this lady was about to have a mental breakdown and she was going to have the shittiest wedding in the world. She was going to have to cancel her wedding until Erica saved the day with like the amazing perfect dress. And then everything fell into place once you have, you know, the dress or something like that. That could just be one email for your success. Or if you feel like you don't have something that you like to that magnitude, to that level of emotion that you could share in like one story, then you could just find, you know, different testimonials that highlight like different parts of your business and stuff like that. So that is the launch phase. That's emails 2 through 7. It will be a mix of the lesson, the resource, the success. And then you have the third part, which is the cart close part. So in what I teach is a tactic that I have invented. It is called the triple close. It's where you get 3 emails in the same day. I told the story about how I invented the triple close in, I think, email series video number 2. So I would go back and maybe look at that. And hopefully I'm not a liar. And that's where I actually told this story. I'm trying to think where else, maybe. Whatever. Well, you know, if that's not where, just watch all the other videos in the email marketing series so that I'm sure that you'll find it. So the emails, these are all going to go on the same day. And one's going to go in the morning, one's going to go in the afternoon, and then one's going to go around 10 o'clock at night or 11 o'clock at night, really late. So the emails 8 and 9 are 2 strong sales emails from and they're in the same, you know, day, but they're 2 separate emails. So you're going to have to write 2 separate sales emails, which is pretty hard. But you can do it. You have all the time in the world. And then the email 10 is a bit shorter. I call it the you up email, but it's basically just like, hey, just checking in, or like, I have used you up before as a subject line. It would just depend kind of what makes the most sense for your brand. But just checking in is a good one. Oh man, there was one, like there was an email that I got the other day that I thought was from someone that I actually knew, but then I like once I kind of looked at it in more detail, I thought that it was from someone else, or like I thought that it was from somebody that I actually knew. Can't find it right now. I might have cleared out my inbox. But yeah, so that's that. So let's now go to writing and talking about examples. So we can just put my screen up here. And yes, so I love you guys very, very, very dearly. You are going to have to keep in mind that I have maybe like 40 minutes right now. And like I said at the beginning, this type of stuff can take me anywhere from 8 hours, 10 hours, even more. And so this is kind of what you're going to get when you go get the email sales engine, which hopefully we can get the banner back up. But you are going to get, and again, this is email engine template number 2. Number 2, you guys. So this is only one of a total of 8 email series that you get. You're going to have a little strategy and tips section, which I did not include for this video. But you can get it. You can see what it's like when you get the email engine templates. And then we have discussed the reason why there are 2 subject lines and stuff like that before, but basically you're sending on day 1 the email initially, and then on day 2, people who open the first email are going to get email number 2, but then people who didn't open the first email are going to get email number 1 again with a different subject line. So it's like a fork, and each one of these has a fork. So what's interesting about it is that any individual person is not going to get the same amount of emails. They could get anywhere from a range of 10 to 20 emails, but ultimately it's going to depend on which emails they opened specifically. So it could be any number in between that. So that's why there's 2 subject lines here. Then we're going to be filling all of this stuff in. The method that I teach you how to do is that first you research, then you draft, and then after you have like the full email kind of written, then you go back and edit. And it's very, very important for you to give yourself like at least 24 hours between finishing that, like all the draft of the 10 emails and doing the editing, because like just, when you're looking at something for a really long time, it can all like start to blend together and start to feel the same. So this is kind of what you guys will have here: sign off and name. I started going in and like filling this in for myself. So today we're going to be working on these 3, which is the introduction, which is I'm going to do one of these resource emails. Whoops. And then we're going to be doing one of these closing emails. So, like I said, research is a big part of this. We do not have time to do all the research together today, but if you join me, jamiedoerschuck.com/crew, you can join me in my free private Facebook group. You can click here on these little topic thingies. You can click how to, and then there is a screen share video here where it's, look guys, 32 minutes where I just go super, don't want the volume, no thanks. But so we go really, really into my research process, how exactly you do it, what the reasoning is behind some of the decisions that I make, what my sentiment matching technique is like, and like a bunch of other really cool tools and stuff like that. Different resources that you can look at to when you're doing your research, and which ones I use and all that fun stuff. So basically, if you're looking for copy ideas and how to find research, you're definitely going to want to join me inside of the Marketing Nerd crew, and then you're going to want to click on how to and check out that video, because look, this 30 minutes is not even all of the research that I did. Like just the research alone can take me a couple of hours, especially when it's like a new client, a new business that I don't really have. I'm just learning how to work with them and stuff like that. And then the research takes less and less time the more that you do it. So we do not have time today to do my full research process, but I'll give you a little bit of a taste of it. So what types of stuff are we going to want to address in this? First, we're going to want to be like, What is a copywriter and a marketing consultant? One I've seen is a copywriter worth it? So then this could be like, what is it like to work with a copywriter or a consultant? I'm kind of I've shifted my business, to be honest with you guys, but I'll just focus it all on copywriting for now, just to like simplify things. So is a copywriter worth it? I know that people have been had bad experiences in the past hiring marketers. So bad experiences hiring marketers. So getting burned completely, getting scammed, or what's the other thing I'm thinking of? Like basically finished the project, but it didn't work. So that is some of my ideas. To be honest with you, I'm just going to give you like a real talk on how I actually do my stuff. Like, so I don't go and write all 10 of these emails in order. The whole point, the whole reason why you want to outline and why you want to put your emails in a document like this is so that you can just focus entirely on researching and developing your ideas for a couple of hours, and then like chunks, you can take them and reorganize them. You know, like as I start to fill this stuff out, if I was doing all 10, I might realize like, oh, hey, the stuff that I'm talking about over here, like maybe we should talk about it earlier or whatever like that. And I kind of usually like jump around the emails and stuff like that. And I definitely don't write them in order. I'm not going to explain what these are because I've explained it like a million billion times. So go watch the other videos in the email marketing series if you want the really in-depth explanation of what all of these are, or just get them yourself at jamiedoerschuck.com/email engine. And the strategy and tips section that I have deleted because it's only for homies who want the templates, it will help you. So we discussed this one, the resource, and what it is that we're going to be sharing content that somebody might find valuable. Oh, and let's put it like that. What I'm selling, I'll leave that there for extra ideas on what I'm selling. Oops. The client discovery call. So I'm going to start with filling out this one. So this is in the second phase that we talked about of the launch series. This is for the launch phase of it all. So what type of stuff matters? This is my own blog, so I kind of know what I'm looking for. I might share this one. So people like this article. I used to be a professional musician and now I am a business consultant, as you can see in this picture. People like this one because I think that they feel like they get to know me through sharing this article. So even though it doesn't exactly explain really what it's like to work with me, I think that I think in this case, it no like and trust factor or whatever. Part of the reason that people would want to work with me is because they like me personally. I've had people who want to work with me like through making content like this. Which one is this? Looking for a specific one that's about vanity metrics. And this is not the one that I'm looking for, but we'll keep going. This one, This one I think about including, I feel like not because other people are going to write it, but I feel like it's an important message for business owners to understand, um, that a lot of clients that I work with make decisions that are ego driven. And what I mean by that is they will be like, they'll be mad at me because I write text only emails and they really prefer like all the flashy graphics and whatever of how their emails used to look, despite the fact that their other emails didn't sell anything. And now we're selling like $28,000 worth of shit. But apparently, here, maybe this is, no, that's not it. But anyway, so I consider this one not because I think that clients want to hear it, but I think that maybe they need to hear it. So maybe include that in here. Oh, is it this one that I'm looking for? Yes, great. This is with the vanity metrics. Okay, so this one I'm going to include literally because of this aspect. This is literally the difference between working with me compared with other marketers. I call myself a solution agnostic marketer. And what that means is that a lot of people in marketing specialize in something. Like they specialize in Facebook marketing, or they specialize in social media, or they specialize in like Instagram ads or whatever. And you know what they say, if all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail. So sometimes businesses are looking to increase literally their revenue, but they have been convinced that like, oh, social media is really trendy and whatever. So they'll hire a social media consultant to do organic social media posts for them on like Facebook and Instagram. Meanwhile, they're like an accounting firm who most of your clients are not necessarily on Facebook or Instagram. Like you might be better off doing something with LinkedIn or buying lists or doing something like literally anything else. But if all you have is a hammer and everything looks like a nail, and you hire to help grow your revenue a Facebook marketer, well, guess what? They're just going to keep making Facebook posts for you. And this is what you get. You get stuff like engagement or brand awareness and stuff like that. But you could be increasing the amount of views to your posts and your website and stuff like that, but not actually be making any more money. This is basically the number one problem that people who hire marketers have, like that they feel like they don't get results from it. So I am going to include this one in my little list. And how many should you include? Probably, 5. Like 5 is maybe what I'm shooting for. And I'm also just kind of like sifting through this to see what is maybe important for people to know. Maybe like what's holding your marketing back? Oh, 4 ways you're annoying your customers. This one is about friction, like we were talking about earlier. So this one is just basically explaining a couple of different ways that you as a business may be making it difficult or confusing for people to, like, just what we talked about before, specifically making it difficult or confusing to make people for people to figure out how exactly to pay you. So here is actually one example of that. This was a real web page that somebody sent me to review, and the copy aspect is pretty good. But what do you notice about it? Everything is the same color. I don't know where to click. And out of all of this stuff, I literally have to make it just to right here. And it says like 20-minute clarity call here, but then I would assume that here like, the link is not even a different color necessarily than the rest of the text. All kinds of stuff going on here. So this, I think, will be a good one because it explains friction really well. Okay, this one. What's better? This is about micro conversions, buyer's journey. But I feel like we maybe already explained this friction stuff. Understanding the buyer's journey. I mean, this one's interesting because it basically just explains my process, I guess. What about this one? This one, oh, which one has more? Okay, they both like basically equally underperformed, so that doesn't help me that much. Underperformed organically, let's just say. This one is about the mistakes that you make when you're explaining your offer and the reason why people don't care about it. So let's do this one, I think. So that's the right one. No. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So that's what I might say. Where's this in the whole thing? So this is the other benefit of doing your emails in this email engine format template like I have, is that I am going to try right now. I have to decide like what exactly is the story and the angle that I want to use for this. And what I'm doing right now is I'm going back and looking at what comes before. So that way, not only do I understand the function of this specific email, like this specific email is to get people to basically feel like they appreciate me because I shared interesting or helpful stuff with them, whether that stuff is my own blog or other content or both. And then I'm going to be telling them it's related to my offer, which is a paid discovery call to scope out your project, which is what I'm selling in this. And I'm just basically trying to figure out like what type of angle I want to attack here. But so I think that I might go in this case with finish the project but didn't see results. So I might put in here marketers in the past, bad experience and didn't see results. And then the X will be basically, so, and I'm just looking at the time right now, you guys. Let's do it like this. Let's talk about some examples of things that are already done. I'll maybe try to keep finishing, like maybe I'll be able to finish like this, the outlines of the 3. If I could outline the 3, that would be amazing. But if I can't, then at least you've seen some of these examples. So, I'll put it here. All right. This excuse all my comments and stuff like that. Let's talk about, we're going to go in order now, just real quick so I can breeze through them. In the introduction email, you're basically going to have to figure out what type of story or what type of angle or whatever that you're going to go with to lead into whatever it is like related to your product. So I'll just give you a couple of examples of opening lines from like a open cart email. So this one says, the name of the coaching group is open now. The preview says, information isn't the secret to success or we'd all be billionaires with six-pack abs. And it says, then it's like, hey, your first name and blah, blah. And then this one I led with a quote. E.O. Wilson famously said, "We are drowning in information while starving for wisdom." Those words perfectly capture the dilemma of our time, the dilemma of our era, says the New York Times. We'll generate more data in 2019 alone than in the last 5,000 years of human history. That's crazy. Modern technology puts the world's information at our fingertips, but what do we do with it? Obviously, information isn't the secret to success. But I'm just reorganizing this so it looks more interesting for you. So at least you can see me instead of like a screen doing nothing. I'll put it back up in a second when I finish outlining this, like when we go back to finish outlining the stuff. But at least you could just look at me now. Okay, so, but what do we do with it? Obviously, information isn't the secret to success. Otherwise, we would all be billionaires walking around with six-pack abs. Maybe we don't know what to do next or how to follow through on what we learn. What you need to be successful is someone who will put the right information together for you, teach it to you at the right time, who will help you think critically about it and apply it to your life. Without that step-by-step help, it's easy to get sidetracked or overwhelmed and leave your goals until someday. So do you see where I'm going with this? That's why I created an in-depth coaching program, life coaching program, to guide you through your goals and ensure your success. It's called whatever the name is, and I created it to walk you through every step of creating positive change in both yourself and the world around you. If you want to push yourself, achieve more, and live your dreams, then listen closely. So that's one angle. I found a quote that was related to, this whole thing of like, information isn't the secret to success is basically the angle of that email. Here's a different one. This one's also a quote. Okay. This one is for a menu plan. It's a $10 per month menu plan. And the subject says, have you heard about the name of the menu plan? And the preview says, the secret to great cooking isn't information or we'd all be Martha Stewart. So I guess I just really like that angle in that case. But that's not the overall angle. That's just the preview text, and that's not actually the angle that I used to write this email. So it would be, hey, Jamie, have you ever stopped for a moment and thought about all the time you spend preparing food, even for just 1 week? I mean, really, between the meal planning to the grocery shopping, the cooking, and all the cleanup, it's a wonder that we have time to do anything else. That time adds up fast. How fast? Our reader Sarah did an experiment you might find interesting. And then this is a little story. A few weeks ago, and it's in quotes, a few weeks ago, I was cooking dinner and I started thinking, I wonder how much time I actually spend in the kitchen. I realized I have no clue. I've never added up how much time I actually spent in the kitchen before. I felt curious, so I decided to record every moment I spent working on food preparation for a few days. Everything from planning to shopping, cooking, and cleaning. Some of the totals shocked me. Keep in mind, my goal isn't to do it as fast as I can, but I think this would be a realistic representation for a lot of people. So that's a quote, a little story quote thing. I made up that story. Take a look at some of the numbers she shared. Monday, 2 hours and 20 minutes, includes preparing breakfast, lunch, smoothie, and gumbo for dinner. Tuesday, 1 hour and 46 minutes, includes blah, blah, blah. Wednesday, 2 hours and 12 minutes, includes whatever, whatever. Thursday, 2 hours and whatever. Friday, an hour and 32 minutes. Total, 9 hours and 57 minutes. If Sarah made $15 an hour, then that's worth $149.25 every week. That's over 39 hours or $597 per month. This doesn't even count any of the time grocery shopping, preparing a list, or cleaning up. And if after a long day, you're going to spend 1 hour or more, like 1 hour plus cooking, when you really just want to curl up with a pint of Ben & Jerry's and watch Netflix, then you at least deserve to be rewarded with a tasty meal, because we all know that not every meal is a winner. I've definitely had my fair share of cooking disasters. Gordon, why can't you do the cooking for me? With the emoji that's like, ugh. Is there a better way? Is there a better way, you guys? Of course there's a fucking better way. It's called the product that we're selling. So there's an idea for that. What's it called? Angle. Sorry, blanking. You know I love you because I keep doing this show at like 8 p.m. and I'm like already exhausted after a whole day of working and doing all of this stuff. And then what am I going to do? Get back on and tell you for another hour plus how to do it for yourself. So this one, I guess I was feeling frisky because I really went with a controversial angle for the first email subject line. The first email subject line says, "He fucked this up." The preview says, "Actors working in LA for 6 years are still missing opportunities. Don't let that be you." So this one is for basically a business skills class for actors. So it's not an acting, like it's not how to be a better actor, like the craft. It's like, why are you not getting booked on television? How, like career coaching, if that makes sense. So it's more like career coaching and less like craft of acting coaching. Hey Jamie, I want to tell you a real story from this morning. Earlier, I was in, an acting Facebook group, scrolling through the posts. We do a monologue Monday, so I'm looking through the monologues from earlier this week, and I see this guy. His monologue is amazing. So my first thought is, okay, I gotta show him to someone. I know 1,000 casting directors, agents, and managers. I can get him representation in 5 seconds. I'll just send his Actors Access link to several producers who are casting right now that would love him. So I search his name on IMDb, can't find a profile. I see a whole bunch of people with his name, but no picture. So I have no idea which one he is. First mistake. Then I looked on Actors Access. I search his name and nothing comes up. This is another massive problem because if the link was there, I would have sent his profile to agents and I would have met with him. Managers, or what did I say? A profile to agents I want him to meet with. Managers I think he'd be a good fit with. Writers, directors, and producers who could hire him. But there's no link. I can't just call up someone and say, hey, his acting is great. I've got to show them. I have to prove it. But I just keep watching his monologue over and over because he's just so good. His acting is great. There are levels. So I literally Facebook messaged this guy. I'm like, hey, excuse me, can I have your link to Actors Access? He goes, oh, I don't have a link to Actors Access. I don't know how to make one. I tell him how to do it, and I'm just sitting here waiting for him to make one. He finally finishes it and sends it to me, so I take a look. No training on his profile, just 2 films that are in the wrong order, columns totally in the wrong order, and there was 0 footage. So I text the dude back, guy, your Actors Access profile is a hot mess. This is an actor that I can do absolutely nothing with. For a moment, this brilliant actor had a golden opportunity for me to fast track his career, but because he wasn't prepared, doesn't know how this business works, and doesn't have his package together, he lost an opportunity. He lost an opportunity for me to send him to my agents and manager and casting director friends saying, you've got to see this guy. And that's what's happening to you. This is why you need a coach. And then guess what, you guys? We sell them our product that we're selling. So that is some ideas for your introduction. You're looking for angles like that. You have to try to find like either just something with emotion, think about movies. Like if a movie loses your interest in the first 30 seconds, like it's just a waste. It's just a total waste. So maybe going back to the other example of Erica with her bridal store. And here's the thing, you guys, this story that I just told about, like, you got to see his profile and all that stuff. That one, my client said that story on a YouTube video. She has a YouTube channel that she makes a lot of content for. So in this case, part of my research process was like reviewing her content so that I could try to figure out what stories I could use. And that was like something that really stood out to me. On the other one, the menu plan one, that story about Sarah the reader, I just fucking made that up. So you can do it too. And if you're gonna make up a story, just know that like the more specific details you give, the more real it sounds. So Monday, 2 hours and 20 minutes, includes preparing breakfast, lunch, smoothie, and gumbo for dinner. Tuesday, 1 hour and 46 minutes, includes cooking, meal planning, and creating a grocery list. So if I was all like Monday, 2 hours, Tuesday, 1 hour, Wednesday, 2 hours, Thursday, 2 hours, Friday, 2 hours, like that would sound more made up. And then obviously the other one that I said about the E.O. Wilson quote, that was actually literally a New York Times article that I found, because I think I kind of remembered that quote, or possibly the client mentioned that quote. But like I just kind of remembered this concept of like, well, if information was a secret to success, we'd all be billionaires with six-pack abs. Like that came straight from like my brain memory of that weird, like, what's it called? Idiom type of thing, sentiment that people say. And then while I was like Googling around just that topic, I found this New York Times article, and all of it, well, not all of it, don't get me wrong, but like the whole E.O. Wilson quote, "Those words perfectly capture the dilemma of our era." That's directly from the New York Times article. "We will generate more data in 2019 alone than in the last 5,000 years of human history." I think that is also from the New York Times article, or possibly from another article that it linked to. Then you get, obviously, information isn't the secret to success. Otherwise, we would all be billionaires walking around with six-pack abs. So that was the preview. And then I come back to it just a couple of lines like after down the email. But look, you shouldn't be, when people ask how long should an email be, my answer is as long as it takes to explain what it is that you're offering. And I've shown this in past videos. Off the top of my head, I like past Marketing Nerd Show videos. Off the top of my head, I can't remember exactly which ones it is, but people are really scared of writing too much. So there's this whole like, people's attention span is getting shorter than a goldfish, and like, oh my God, like we're getting dumber all the time because of cell phones and technology, and think of the children, and people don't have time anymore. And so this type of line of thinking causes people to be like, write everything short. You're making a video ad, like not 10 seconds, well, first off, ads on TV used to be like more than 60 seconds. Now they are pretty much like 15 seconds, but now you get people like, well, 15 seconds is really long. How about 5? How about 3? So there's just this pressure of like, less is more, less is more, less is more. But if I can be 100,000% honest with you guys, the major change that I make when I'm working with my clients is that I usually add more information, because in this quest for less is more, we wind up like just not actually explaining what it is that we're offering. It's not enough to tell people, hey, here's my coaching group, buy it now. Or even like, hey, here's my coaching group, once a week sessions, life coaching, buy it now. And that's what a lot of marketing winds up being now, because of this mindset constantly, this message like constantly being repeated that like our attention spans are shorter than ever and less is more and blah, blah, blah. But it's not enough. It's not enough to convince people to buy your offer or whatever it is that you're selling. So don't be afraid of writing more than 2 sentences. And I can tell you a lot of my emails are pretty long. Like, let's look. I'm only going to do the body text. And the first email is usually like kind of long as well. So this one is 527 words. This is the one that's like, this guy really fucked up. Or what did I say? He really fucked this up. And look, that one was like appropriate for my client. So that's why some of these you have a little more like, you know, stuffy, stodgy type of sounding things. Damn, this one's long as fuck. I'm looking at the menu plan one now to try to see how many things it is. This one is 1,287 words. And this other one about E.O. Wilson is 1,073 words. Although the other thing that you'll have to keep in mind is that, the one that has 1,200 words, the menu plan thing, I wrote the testimonials, like their text in the email. And some of these other emails that are shorter, like the 500 word one and the one that I just said that's like only 1,073 words, those ones have testimonials in the email, but they're photos. They're like screenshots of people's reviews on Facebook and stuff like that. So it is like when I'm highlighting it to do the word count, less words, but actually there's some pictures of reviews and stuff like that on there too. So that is my thoughts on the introduction email. Let's look really quickly. And we're not going to have time to finish outlining today, so I just want to go through these examples with you, because I think that would be better. Where's this lesson? Okay, here's one. All right. This one says, 8 books that changed my life. It starts with a quote. Reading is essential for those who seek to rise above the ordinary, Jim Rohn. And then it says, hey, Jamie, think of the person that you admire most. How much would you want to pay them to learn everything they know, every mistake they've made, every great lesson they've learned, and every story they have to share? The incredible thing about that is that often that is possible. It is possible to get that information, and you can have it all for just $10, because every book shares the lesson that its author has learned, often across their entire lives, and spent their whole lives refining, and condenses it into something that you can hold in your hand. Books are truly powerful. That's why I want to share my top 8 books for success with you today. This success in different areas of your life, from finance, relationships, to personal and spiritual growth. And then it says, like, start with Why by Simon Sinek, which would be like we talked about. You would just write start with Why by Simon Sinek, and then you would hyperlink that out and it would go to your book. If you're going to be doing something like this where you're recommending books or paid products, then I highly recommend that you use affiliate links. So like in this case, and I think another one I did, I maybe linked out to some stuff, although I don't know if I'm confusing it maybe with their welcome series that I wrote for this client, like a different client. But this would be a great opportunity to, because it is 8 books. And so it would be a great opportunity to link it out using Amazon affiliate links for like an additional stream of revenue. And then it says why it's great. And then it has, you know, a little blurb about that. And then there's, you know, the other 7 books. So afterwards, like, you read a list of 7 books and why they're cool. Reminder, these are some incredible books, but are you looking for a more structured roadmap to your personal growth? Then I highly encourage you to check out the details of, and then it says the name of the coaching group. This coaching group community is one of the only places that I offer life coaching. I don't work with any one-on-one clients. Out of everything I do, this is the closest thing to me where you're going to get my best energy, insights, and most up-to-date techniques and rawest experiences. You can find the full details here with like a colon and a link, and then it's the sign off. And then the PS says, PS, for a limited time, I'm accepting new members to my exclusive coaching group, the, whatever it's called, community. Is the one and only place I offer life coaching. If you want to have a personal relationship with me, this coaching group is the closest thing to me. So I highly recommend that you become part of the community while we're still accepting new members. You can check out the full details here with like a colon and a link. And then it says, if you have any questions, I have a team available to answer them live. Just click on the blue chat button in the lower right-hand corner of the screen and someone will help you. So that is what one of those sounds like. This is the lesson one. Where's the resources? Okay. Another one says, these 4 articles will transform your career with a preview. Take your acting career to the next level. Hey, Jamie, Meryl Streep said it best. If you have a brain, you're obliged to use it. What better way to use your brain than by seeking out knowledge? Actors don't succeed by staying stagnant. They are constantly learning. That's why I've gathered some of my favorite industry articles to help you take your career to the next level. And then it says the title, A Talent Manager on Why You Need Specific Acting Clips, linked out. And then I said why you should read it with a little blurb. So that is 4 articles. That's like title with the link out, why you should read it with a blurb. 1, 2, 3, 4. Reminder, these are some incredible resources, but do you want to skyrocket your success as an actor? If you're looking for even more strategies that can accelerate your acting career, then you need to join the course. This program is the fastest and easiest way to make a name for yourself as an actor. You'll learn how to ace your next audition, get noticed by top managers and agents, and become a professional working actor as quickly as possible. So if you're ready to take your career to the next level, then click this link to join my community. I don't want to say the name of the community. And then it has the link, and then it says her sign off. And then the PS says, PS, I'm now accepting new students to my groundbreaking Business of Acting course with the name of the course in it. It's a step-by-step program that will show you how to take your acting career to the next level. Over 6+ hours, you'll learn the A to Z of what it takes to be successful in show business, including how to stand out in auditions, how to get attention from casting directors, how to land more roles by discovering your type, how to get an agent or manager and be prepared for those negotiations and contracts, when and how to join SAG-AFTRA, which is a union for acting, and so much more. So stop piecing together information from YouTube, Backstage, and Google and get the proven roadmap to acting success today. And then it has a link and it says, have any questions about the program? Click here, then click the Facebook chat button in the lower right-hand corner of the screen and someone from my support team will help you. So that's that one. And then let's just go down to the closing emails and I will give you 2 little play-by-plays of the closing emails like that. Okay, so just to give you the full faith benefit from this, there are a couple of different strategies when it comes to a closing email. The reason why it's called a cart close is because in this traditional like course structure, like obviously, if you're an online guru type of person, you may only be accepting students through a certain amount of time. But that doesn't work for every business model, right? Like, for example, I am, thinking about professional services. So I'm not going to be like, oh, you can't get a paid discovery call with me after 11:59 p.m. tonight. Like, that's not going to work. Or for Erica, she can't be like, order your wedding dress today by 11:59 p.m. tonight, or I'm not going to have wedding dresses anymore. Like, that doesn't make any sense. So there are a couple of other strategies that you can use. One strategy is that you can offer bonuses. So, like, let's say I'm going to do a paid strategy call, and instead of 30 minutes, it's 60 minutes. And I'll give you like my email templates, and I'll, you know, give you like a bonus a video review of your marketing or something like that, and you get like a bonus marketing plan. So you can like add some bonuses, and then what you can say is like, or in the case of Erica, maybe she can add like, if you book your dress fitting, like your initial consultation, like let's say a bride has not yet started her search for a wedding dress, you need to get her into your store. It would be better to make an appointment because people will maybe stick with that appointment. So you can basically like maybe Erica, because Erica, when you're offering a broad variety of products and also in a selling situation like hers, she's not going to be writing this series about selling one specific wedding dress, if that makes sense. It's not like, oh, I'm selling one specific course. What Erica is doing is she needs to get people started in her sales process. So that might mean an initial consultation. Come into the store, talk with Erica, tell her about your, theme and other details of your wedding. And then she'll be able to like figure out, what styles of dress you like, what colors you're thinking, what ideas you have about the whole ensemble. Then she might take your measurements, and then she might pull some recommendations of dresses, and then maybe you'll try some on. And then you might buy a dress that day and have it fitted, or you might not find something that you like and she can, get you more, or you might need another visit or whatever. But basically that whole sales process is going to start by somebody has to come into her store. So she's not focusing on selling, Louis Vuitton dress number 665 or whatever. She's focusing on getting people into the store. So what she could say is like, look, book this come into the store, book the consultation with me, get a free glass of champagne, normally you would have to pay money to get your measurements taken, but I'll include that in this thing. And maybe if there are some other steps of the sales process that she would like normally charge money for or whatever, or some other type of bonuses, or it could be like, if you book today, like, get your consultation like by the end of this time limit, and you'll get a coupon to the knot of like $100 off of the knot or wedding wire, which for anybody who's not in the wedding industry, that's like, kind of like the phone book of weddings, except online. Like you would go into Wedding Wire and you would be like photographers, and then you would put your location, and then people pay. It's like a paid listing site. And then photographers who are in your zip code and work in that zip code will populate. Then you click and read their little profiles, and then you might like click and book. I think those websites now have you book their like through them or something like that, but whatever. So maybe there's some type, like if you book through the Wedding Wire, you'll get like $100 off or something like that, or any type of coupon, or she can put together a little package. And it's like, look, y'all, we got 10 emails to make this happen. And if you don't do it by the end of the 10 emails, like no free champagne, you're going to have to pay for your measuring, and no coupons, and no whatever, and no blah, blah, blah. So you can add bonuses and take them away, or you can do a price increase, which is one of the strategies that you'll see. So those are two other strategies that you can use for this close, because this concept of closing the cart comes from a cyclical sales process. Of course, it's like college enrollment, like if you don't enroll by September 14th, like you're not going to be able to get into this semester, and now you have to wait till next semester. So people majorly do that online, and that's where this open cart, close cart thing comes from. And it can work, sure, if your business is set up like that. But if your business is not set up in that type of sales structure, you can use some of those other two strategies to when you're trying to plan out what exactly you should be, you need like a knife to twist to get people to take action. So usually in the case of courses, it's like, like get it now or you're never going to be able to get it again. Ha ha ha. But like or you could be like, get it now or like all this extra stuff is going to go away. Or you could be like, get it now because the next time that you see it, it's going to be more expensive. Or another strategy is that you could just not fucking do any of that. And you could still just go really hard with the clothes, but then not really have any specific reason why somebody should buy stuff. So I think, and that one's obviously, look, you can experiment and you can find what works for you. But I can say that if you don't have some type of like urgency, it might not work as well. But I am trying to reevaluate. So I think that this menu plan one, I think we just did none of the above, So basically what you can do if you don't want to do any of that other stuff, like you don't want to fuck around with your pricing, you don't want to include extra stuff, is that you can just be, the good old classic, look at where you are today and like this time next year, do you want to be looking back and like you realize you're in the same place type of stuff. So that's maybe something that you can do if you don't want to do bonuses or pricing or blah, blah, blah. So so like this one is like, now it's your turn. I've shared tons of free material. This is the menu plans. You know how the menu plans work, and you've read dozens of success stories from our members. It's time to make a decision, Jamie. The question you have to ask yourself is this. Are you going to roll over and settle for the status quo? Are you ready to finally enjoy your dinners again? And then the button says, sign me up. And then it says, happy cooking with the girl's name, sign off. You have no idea like how much it made me laugh writing like, are you going to roll over and settle for the status quo for like a $10 a month menu plan? But it worked. And what I think they did like 180,000. And then I'm just curious if I added something like that on the landing page too. Yeah, on the landing page, I was like, so invest in something that makes life a little easier. Just cook, then enjoy meal time together. We'll handle the rest. If you've read this far, you owe it to yourself. So there's that. And then classic, where's the one? The course one with the E.O. Wilson quote, that one was more of like, we're not going to be accepting students. Also, you can be like most marketers and just lie, say that you're not accepting students anymore, but actually that's not true. So it says, subject line, closing today, the name of the coaching group. Want to be mentored by like this person? Don't miss your chance. And to be honest, if you're not famous, I wouldn't recommend doing that, but this was for a famous person. So that's why I picked this angle. Have you ever wanted to be mentored by me? I've been writing to you this week about my private coaching group with the name, which closes tonight at 11:59 p.m. I keep telling you about it because I know that we all have something that we should do, but we don't do it. Can you think of yours? Is it starting to meditate? Is it learning a new language? Is it starting that passion project or finally getting that new job, cutting off a bad relationship, eating healthier? Why don't we do the things that we should? And then there's a picture of like, that leap, like you're here and the result that you want is there. And how do you get like clear the gap from where you are to where you want to go, blah, blah, blah. So there's a picture of that. Today you're standing on one side of a canyon. This is where you are right now. It's the mindset and skills that you've developed up until this point. On the other side of the gap is everything you've always wanted, that great relationship, the work you're passionate about, those exciting adventures, and the life you wake up loving every single day. You already know that the actions you've taken won't get you, or that you've taken to get here won't get you where you want to go. So how do you get to the other side? Most people don't make it because they focus on the wrong things, blah, blah, blah. This program is designed for you to take action. Here's what you'll get. What does it include? And then it's like, here's how you can write what is included in stuff in a way that is not what you shouldn't say is like weekly live coaching sessions and then just leave it like that, because nobody cares about like once a week coaching sessions. So live coaching sessions with me every week. I don't offer coaching anywhere else. If you want to get live coaching from me, this place, like the thing, is the only place that you can get it. My members of this group are my inner circle. If you've ever wanted the chance to develop a personal relationship with me and ask me your questions, this group is the place to be. So again, in this case, this person is famous, but I'll read one that doesn't involve being famous. So this is how you would say included a free Facebook group. Well, it's not free, but like included a private Facebook community. Like most people just leave it at that. You see what I'm saying? They're like weekly coaching sessions, a private Facebook community. But you have to take it further than that because people don't give a fuck. So transform your social circle is a fun way of saying get a private Facebook group. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Unfortunately, often our friends and family don't have the same growth mindset that we do. This can make leveling up your life tough. That's exactly why we host like meetups. So you have a chance. Oh, I forgot this is the meetups one, but whatever. You could also use that for a private Facebook group. The question you have to ask yourself is this: where are you going to be a year from now? Do you want to be another year older in the same place you are today? Or do you want to take massive action towards accomplishing your dreams? It's your turn. So that's one. And then finally, I will look at this one, which is a price increase strategy. So it just says subject line, price increasing, last chance to join, the name of the program, and the preview says save $100 and take your career to the next level. And do you feel stuck in your acting career? Like you're not sure where to go next or what to do? Are you looking for clarity, guidance, direction, and a clear path to success? That's why I've been sharing information about my course with you all week. This program is truly the best business resource for actors. You'll learn how to build your resume, network with industry professionals, put together a package that pops, stand out in auditions, get representation, understand the confusing contracts, and stop making the mistakes that are cutting you from the running. That's like a acting phrase. Then it has a picture of a testimonial that links out to the actual page. You're on the brink of your career breakthrough. You have talent. You can feel it burning inside of you. You've tried everything to get to the next level. You submit to agents and practice for auditions, but you can't seem to shake whatever is holding you back. There's just something missing. So many talented and amazing actors get kicked out of this business because people write them off. When you walk into an agent's office, they have such high expectations. Reps want you to already know how to present yourself professionally, but really, you have no idea what to do. How can you ever meet those high expectations if you were never taught them in the first place? It's like the training stops at theater school. Do you want to know something beautiful about this industry? Everyone has the power to achieve great things. And this course puts you in the driver's seat with plenty of resources and tips to help you arrive at your destination. That's what makes this program so effective. And if you get lost, I'll be there to help you get back on track. What's inside the course? So again, we're going to talk about how do you make stuff sound interesting. So instead of just saying like 27 modules or whatever, step-by-step action plan. You see how much like sexier that sounds than just like blah-de-blah modules. Learn exactly how to get noticed by top managers and agents, stand out in auditions, and level up your career. Learn management secrets. Discover what mistakes to avoid so you can land more of the roles you want. Lifetime access. With unlimited access to the course, you can build your skills by reviewing lessons again and again. This includes all future content updates, world-class support. We're ready to answer your questions inside this private Facebook community that you get access to with your course. Incredible global community. Connect and network with experts who know the business firsthand. Industry discounts. Now that you're in the biz, you'll get access to exclusive offers. And for actors, that matters because like when you're an actor, you have to pay, like you have, it's called an actor's access profile. You have to pay for every single picture that goes on there and every single video clip. And you have to, I think, no, maybe the account is free, but you just pay for each piece of media that you go on there. But then there's like 3 different profile sites that are industry standard. So like not only do you have to pay for every single piece of media that's on this first profile, but then you have 2 other profiles like that where you have to pay. I don't remember if it's more per month. I think it's more per month the more media that you have on that thing or something like that. So for actors, getting a discount on that, it's basically like a cost of doing business. You have to have these profiles. So getting discounts on those types of profiles would actually be something that they're interested in. So this, like, just to circle all the way back to the beginning where we're talking about the research process and how long it takes and why you really need to deeply understand. And this goes more for marketers. Although business owners who do their own marketing have their own pitfalls in the sense that you think that your concerns are for sure, like you assume that you know the customer instead of taking that time to do the legwork and validating what it is that you think you know. But this is a huge problem for marketers who are hired to do sale, like to make sales on behalf of another business. Like when it's not your own business and it's not your own expertise, is that you have to learn the ins and outs of the psychology of the audience who is actually buying this stuff. So that's why research is so incredibly important. So this is, and to close out, this is how you would do a price increase close if that is the type of strategy that you were going with. This is your last chance to enroll in the course before the price increases because we've completely reinvented, like, the name of the course. Over the last few months, we've revisited the entire program and rebuilt it from the ground up. That means all new videos, new member area, new self-check quizzes, and new lessons. If you sign up right now, you'll get access to that update included because you have lifetime access to the program. That means you'll get any updated content across all 6 levels included in your course. Do you want your resume thrown in the trash again and again, or do you want it in the hands of someone who sees your potential? It's your decision. If you've been hoping for your big Hollywood break, then now is the time to stop chasing your dreams and make them your reality. Then the button says, sign me up. And then it closes with, I'll be with you on your journey every step of the way inside the name of the course. You've got this. Signing off with her name. So, you guys, that was such a mouthful. I am also sorry that we didn't get to spend more time writing, but this is what I mean. Like, we've already talked about sales emails in such detail. We're 4 fucking videos into this, you guys, and every video gets more advanced and we talk about more specific tactics for how to write each of these 8 sequences. So let me know if you're watching this, would you like to see? You know, I think we're at series 2 of 8 right now in the email engine templates. So this is the main sales series, which you can use as a launch or you can use it as an evergreen product, like an evergreen sales sequence. You just set it up and it's an automation. This one should follow your welcome sequence. You guys, there's 6 other email sequences in this thing that we haven't even touched on yet. So if you're watching right now, feel free to let me know, whether it's live or in the replay. I don't give a fuck. Thanks for watching either way. Heart you. But whatever time you're watching this, maybe it's 2020, maybe it's the year 3000 and not much has changed, but we all live underwater and your great-great-granddaughter is doing fine. Either way, let me know if you would like to see me revisit these 8 sequences where, like, you know, we're doing explanation, we're doing some writing, we're looking at specific examples. But would you like me to then revisit each of these 8 email sequences and focus the whole show only on writing the sequence? So let me know if that's something that you would be interested in doing, watching, because it's something that I've been thinking about doing. So that is our show, you guys. Of course, if you're ready to start writing right now, you want not just this sequence done for you, you want not just the welcome series done for you, but you want the other 6 amazing sequences done for you, the other powerful email sequences, then be sure to get the email engine template pack. You can get it here at jamiedoerschuck.com/email engine, where I've already done all of the hard work for you. I wrote you strategies and tips. I designed the structure for you. I set up the document for you. All you have to do is write. So if I've brought you any value today, please spread the word about Entrepreneur TV by sharing this video. It would mean so much to me. It would mean the world to me if you could share this video, even whether you click share and it goes on your wall, or you just message it directly to one friend who you think would find this interesting. It would really help me out, and I would be so happy, because I spend so much time putting together the Marketing Nerd Show because I want to help business owners just like you make a living doing what they love. And it's not just me, you guys. We have an entire team of incredible experts here at Entrepreneur TV. So what's coming up next on ETV? We have that really awesome interview with, it's on June 9th at 8 p.m. with Eric Konolovov. I'm so sorry. He sent me a video clip of how to say his name, and I am fucking it up, but he is amazing. He has sold over $30 million in a B2B setting. He was selling office equipment, and he also helped a company grow from $7 million to $14 million in 3 years. So I am extremely excited to learn what he has to teach us in that interview. That will not be with me. That will be with our other ETV host, Barbara Behar. She is my very good friend and amazing co-founder here at ETV. So it's not just me, you guys, and it's not just Barbara, but we have a whole team of experts here at ETV that we are building out for you, and we are so excited to roll them out. We are looking at bringing on more entrepreneurs like Eric. We had an incredible interview last week. I think it was last week with, some trainers, and we're bringing on data scientists. We're bringing on real estate investors. We're planning out a whole panel of incredible experts to help you grow your business. So please like the Entrepreneur TV Facebook page. Keep engaging with us. Comment on the videos. Let me know what questions you have, so that whatever questions you have right the fuck now, ask them to me, so that when I make the next video about the sales sequence where we just spend the whole time writing, I can answer them for you, because that's literally all I want to do. And of course, if you want to continue the conversation with me, then you can join me in my private Facebook group, the Marketing Nerd Crew. It is a place where you can get support, not just from me. And I mean, obviously, I'm really active in there, and I'm extremely invested in making sure that you get your questions answered. But it's not just me, you guys. It's an incredible community with almost 500 professional marketers and business owners who are passionate just like you are. I am so pleased with how the community is growing, and I would love it if you could be part of it too. And like I said, if you want to ask me questions, if you want to share your marketing and sales material with me for feedback, and if you want to learn more about how we can work together, then definitely check out the Marketing Nerd Crew free Facebook coaching community. It is jamiedoerschuck.com/crew. Now, what should you do if you want to continue learning about copywriting? What's a good next step for you to take after this video? Definitely make sure that you join my free 1-month sales copywriting course, where you're going to learn step-by-step processes for research, strategy, and of course, even more in-depth techniques on how to write stuff like sales pages and email sequences like you just learned today. You definitely want to join that and check that out at jamiedoerschuck.com/funnel. Also, if you want to join a community of smart marketers and business owners just like you, then come join our secret society. You'll find that at the Marketing Nerd Crew, jamiedoerschuck.com/crew. That's a place where we can connect with each other. You can get advice, not just from me, but also from professional marketers and high-level business owners just like yourself. Also, I heavily moderate the group so you can be sure that there's nobody in there trying to scam you or sell you anything. You can find that link at jamiedoerschuck.com/crew, and you can find all the links that we just talked about, as well as all the other places of the Marketing Nerd community in the description below. So if you like this video, then remember to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any of my next free actionable marketing strategies. Thank you so much again for watching this far. I really appreciate it. If you decide to give any of these strategies that you learned in this video a try, please leave a comment and let me know how it goes, because I would love to hear from you. Also, if you're looking for something to watch next, definitely check out these two videos that just popped up on the screen for you, because I've personally selected them to follow what you're watching right now, so you know that you're gonna love them. Thank you so much once again for watching today's video, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now.